talk about how you read tempo. So irregardless of the actual movement, the numbers always refer to the same portion of the movement, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about if we have a back squat at 3-0-x1, okay? So 3-0-x1. So we have 4 characters. Our first number is always going to refer to the down portion of the movement, okay? So that's your eccentric when we're really working to control either the weight or our body against gravity. So in a squat, if I have the bar on my back, it'd be the down, 2, 3. Okay, if I have a deadlift, I picked it up and now it's the down, 2, 3. So controlling through that range of motion for 3. Okay, on this example, the second number is a 0, and this is our time in the bottom. So our time in the bottom, meaning if it's a squat, we're not going to pause down there. We're just going to get down there, 3 seconds, drive right back up, no rest in the bottom. On a deadlift, if it says 0, that's going to indicate a touch and go. So I've picked my bar up, I'm down, 2, 3, I'm going to be right back up. Okay, similarly, if it were an overhead press, I push it overhead, I'm controlling it down in 3 seconds, and then I'm going to push that bar right back off my shoulders as soon as I've gotten to that bottom position. All right, and then our third character, number or letter in this instance, this time we have an X, and that refers to our up. X means as fast as possible. So this is our concentric, the lifting portion of the movement. So back to our examples in that back squat, we went down, 2, 3, no rest, up as fast as possible, and so on, okay? So the as fast as possible might be less than 1 second, it might be more than 1 second. A general guideline, especially when we have a slow eccentric, would be to keep your up faster than your down. That's going to really help a lot with injury prevention. And also, typically, if you start to ignore that, you're not going to be able to get a whole lot more reps, if any, after that. So for example, if I went down, 2, 3, and now I'm like really grinding to stand out of that squat, if you can complete that lift, probably rack it, go ahead and call that set, because more than likely either your form's going to break down or you're going to miss that next one. It's just going to be pretty hard stress on your nervous system to repeatedly miss reps. And then our last number is, in this example, a 1, and this is our time at the top. So again, to use that back squat example of 3-0-x1, we're down, 2, 3, up fast, and then 1 second at the top. Down, 2, 3, up, breathe and go. Down, 2, 3, up, okay? On the deadlift, I'd stand fast, hold for 1, down, 2, 3, or right back up, down, 2, 3, up. If I were pushing overhead, I'd be pressing up fast, holding, elevating for 1, down, 2, 3, drive up, down, 2, 3, drive up. Make sure you get that pause in there, I forgot on that last rep, and then control it down, okay? Especially in regard to like a back squat or a squatting example with a 1 second at the top, if I were coaching a class, I wouldn't be really adamant about, oh, that was more than 1 second. It doesn't need to be perfect as far as timing. You just want to have a general framework. So what I wouldn't want to see is finishing a back squat and then like standing there for multiple seconds, like just deliberating, thinking about going to that next rep. All right, now we're going to really increase that time under tension, which is the whole point. So at a 3-0-x1, it's going to be approximately 3, 4, 5, let's say approximately 5 seconds for each rep. So if we are doing 5 reps, it's going to be about 25 seconds of work, versus if you start standing here at the top of the squat with like 5 seconds in between, you're going to now stress your body a whole lot more to where you could be holding that bar on your back for upwards of a minute or something, which is going to be a really different stress than someone who got their reps done in under 30 seconds. Okay, so it's meant to have a similar effort when we're doing group design, that people will have a similar effort in their intensity level as well. So it's not always meant to be like a 5-rep absolute max, but like a tough set of 5 for the day at that tempo. Okay, let me just give one more example with a different tempo for a couple of movements. So let's say we have a 2, 2, we'll just say 1 for So we have a 2-2-1-2. Let's go over our 3 basic movements. So we'll start with a deadlift. The 1 is just going to be 1 second up. All right, I'm going to hold for 2, down 1,000, 2, 1,000. I'm stopping on the ground for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to stand up nice and smooth, holding my tall posture, staying engaged in my glutes and core for 2, controlling down for 2. The key on that would be a full 2 seconds on the ground, okay? And then again on the squatting, now I'm going down for 2, holding for 2 in the bottom. I want to stay engaged, so I'm not just going to sit and get lax down there, staying strong, up smooth, and now I've got a little bit more time at the top, okay? An overhead press is going to be up 1, hold for 2, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Stop fully on the shoulders for 2, drive up strong and smooth, holding for 2, pushing high, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, okay? Sometimes I'll give a 1 second on the concentric, which means that we shouldn't see any really grindy reps. So I'll especially do that with like behind the neck presses or strict presses, where I don't want you guys to like really go on the struggle bus for those. Instead, I want posture to be your key. All right, I hope that helps. Please don't hesitate to send me any questions or talk to your coaches, give feedback. I really